Hey guys, let's talk a bit about more AZUMARILL instead of just, showing gameplay, and I will go over my build and my hate items, and then we go over some gameplay together and I will explain the character, what I do, and how to get the most out of AZUMARILL currently. Because the character is quite weak, right? As you might have noticed, it's not really something amazing. Which is not too bad. Not everything has to be overpowered on release, right? But it's still quite fun. So what I've been playing is Aquatail and Play Rough. That's what I decided on the end of my stream, which is my favorite build. So a lot of people said Play Rough is quite bad, and I thought it's also quite bad, right, when I first saw the ability. But then when I actually played it once, I was like, wow, this increased movement speed you get from it is so nice. It feels like a permanent X speed, especially on level 13. When you get your upgraded, it further increases the move speed and it reduces the cooldown of this ability. You just run around, it's pretty much like a Shell Smash or a Greedent, and you're super annoying, you're super hard to catch. Yes, it does very low damage, the stun is also very low of it, but the main usage of it is just running around and being very fast. And I also decided to go for Aquatail. I did like Whirlpool as well. The problem with Whirlpool is that certain team comps, I just feel like I couldn't do anything with Whirlpool. If the enemy team, doesn't have a lot of CC and they're pretty like melee heavy, I think Whirlpool can be very good, right? Let's say the enemies have like a Lucario or a, I don't know, Crusher all in the same team, then I guess you can go for Whirlpool. But besides that, I think Aquatail felt a bit more consistent and felt a bit more solid. For hate items, so someone asked me why Scope Lens yesterday. Let's start over Scope Lens. Scope Lens actually has a passive that a lot of people don't know, which is deals additional damage equal to 75% of the Pokemon's attack stat when dealing critical hit with a basic attack on a 1-second cooldown. And Aquatail is a basic attack, which means also you always crit rate on this character in a 1v1 scenario. Of course, in teamfights, Scope Lens is not going to get much value, but your main goal is to single someone out, right? You want to single one target out. So if you don't do that, then I mean, AZUMARILL is just not a good character to begin with as well, right? If you don't single out a character. So pretty much AZUMARILL in 1v1s can proc this pretty much every single time. And this also works against PvE stuff. Which means that every Aquatail, and Aquatail is a basic attack, right? Which means Aquatail procs this Scope Lens passive, which makes every basic or every Aquatail do around 200 to 300 more damage, depending on what level you are, which is quite insane, right? That's a lot of extra damage on every Aquatail. And if you wait 1 second as well between every Aquatail use, you can get up to 500 to 700 more damage on your entire combo, which is quite nice, right? So that's the reason why Scope Lens. Also obviously 12% more crit damage will also give us a bit more damage on everything we do. Of course, the crit hit chance is useless, but we use it for this and mainly for this. It will increase our damage by quite a lot with Aquatail. For the second, so after what, the hate items can be very differently in this build. I think weakness policy is not good in this build because you will mostly be playing from range, trying to wait for your Aquatail cooldowns. What I've tried yesterday was either Body Barrier and Muscle Band, which seemed pretty solid, right? This was one of the builds I recommended yesterday as best build, but later on I also tried something with, we also go over a video where I will play this build instead, Attack Weight and Score Shield. Why Attack Weight? Because, if a character crits always, then Attack Weight even gets more value, right? Because the higher your base damage is, the more your crits will actually de-damage, right? So getting that Attack Weight in, it doesn't have the best amazing scalings, but honestly they're not too bad on Aquatail either here. It also heals based on your attack, so Aquatail heals for quite an amount and 100% of your basic attack. It's nothing too crazy, but it's for sure something, and everything has okay scaling. It's pretty fine, it's pretty reasonable, I would say. Nothing compared to someone like Lucario, but it's quite alright. But yeah, attack rate, if we increase our basic attack, our crits will do more damage, right? So this is all about just 1v1ing. And then obviously Score Sheet or Body Barrier. Maybe Body Barrier is the better, and you just hope you get attack rate stacks without having Score Sheet, right? Because Body Barrier, I feel like, is still just so important for teamfights. Also, AZUMARILL has one of the lowest cooldown unites in the game. Might be, I think, the lowest cooldown unite in the game right now. Let me see, is it... yeah, it's 89 seconds. It shares the lowest with Pikachu and Talonflame. So having more Body Barriers, obviously, is very nice. So yeah, but in this video, we will go over a Score Sheet on, but you can also probably run Body Barrier. And I'm just trying Attack Weight, yeah. Then there's other items like Razor Claw, also works with Aquatail, but yeah, not sure about Razor Claw. I don't think it's... I mean, this is also could be fine. This is a lot of extra damage, right, you do from range with these two abilities, but I would probably recommend Attack Weight or Muscle Band, just a bit more consistent. And again, Weakness Policy, I would not recommend necessarily this build. Focus Band is also fine. I think this is also a reasonable build if you want to be a bit more tankier. You will deal a bit less damage, but it's also quite fine. Alright, let's jump into some gameplay. So I've been mainly playing AZUMARILL in lane just because, I mean, in theory it can jungle, right? But there's just so many better jungle characters, and the characters aren't strong enough to carry late game teamfights, where you want this character to be in jungle. Pretty straightforward. So yeah, we're playing it in lane. It has quite okay laning phase. Biggest problem is that bubble, obviously, you kind of need to last hit and it only crits if you hit one target. So what I've been doing is, if I go into a lane, I always try to bubble towards my side, away from the enemies, so I can get the last hits. Here we just play pretty safe. Blissey didn't want to contest the middle one, so I just accept it and don't do it. But we want to try and bubble to our side so that we don't, you know, crit our opponent, or like hit our opponents, because then our bubble will not crit. Here we go first attack weight stack with our Blissey together. Got already one stack. And I mean, early game of AZUMARILL is not that bad. I mean, it's tackle is okay. You just need a good lane partner and you can do stuff with it for sure. We're looking for these early attack weights, and you will see late game how much my attack weight actually will do. And yeah, you can already see the scope lens like doing additional damage there as well on the basic attacks. Since all our basic attacks crit into single target, the scope lens just gets insane value. Here our jungler's gladly here, so we get for another stack. And we just dive these people. We got tackle them, tackle stunts as well. It's quite nice, and we just weave an auto attack after auto attack, hit a nice bubble. And this is like the dream scenario for attack weight. Now we have 3 stacks. Sadly, Blissey collects those coins there, but I'm getting a 4th stack, and I'm pretty happy now. Now I don't have to focus on it too much anymore. Already at 4 stacks, and we get our Aqua Tail. So Aqua Tail obviously against multiple enemies is kinda weird. So what it does, it just empowers your basic attack and makes them ranged. And then it's like a cone, and the second half of the cone with the extra damage. So right here, the second half with the damage, and also heals you. The heal is actually quite nice, especially when you get higher attack weight stacks. Here we go for stack number 5. Actually, do I? No, the jungler's here, right? Don't have to be too over-aggressive. And we're just trying to get to our level where we get our play rough, and then I will show what play rough actually does and how to get usage out of it. Also, I'll be using X speed. I think X speed, eject button, and slow smoke can all work. And actually, slow smoke is quite fine because play rough gives you more mobility. But if you're mainly just using X speed, just to have even more mobility, and you will see I turn into Formula 1 car sometimes. And now we're fully stacked already. Or I think we have 5 or 6, yeah. And now we have play rough. And with play rough, you pretty much just want to kite a lot. Here we just basic attack, and you can really see my damage. 531 crit damage there on a fully stacked attack weight. I didn't want to break him the goal there, of course. And now we just use play rough. Again, we use it like a shell smell crusher. We just run around the map with it and be just very annoying. So another just like, you know, pretty good split push character, just being very annoying in the enemy jungle. You can probably invade a lot of camps as well at some point. And yeah, be very frustrated towards the enemies. Also, Aqua Tail ignores shields. So you can kill someone on low HP that has no shields. Here I actually almost missed out the kill, trying to get to him, but I can't quite do it. Activating my play rough and just walking around. You have to be careful though. If you use Aqua Tail and then play rough, it will cancel your Aqua Tail. So what you want to do is use play rough and then Aqua Tail. You keep the move speed from play rough, but you don't cancel your Aqua Tail. So that's something you have to be watching out for. Barely get a kill on my champ, and we run away. So yeah, Aqua Tail goes through shields, which means if someone has like a body barrier on low HP, you can actually finish them off. You can also damage characters under enemy golds, which is quite nice. And yeah, in general, pretty decent thing to have. Get a nice free dread, and I'm just going to try and be annoying. Again, I'm going to run towards the enemy side again. I have score sheet this game as well, so I can always try and score small points. And you pretty much will just see me using play rough on cooldown. But you can see I keep the move speed from it, which makes me also easier to hit my Aqua Tails afterwards, right? Much easier. Here we just dive this guy. Actually, I don't know. I was confused in this game as well. I thought I actually hit him, but we just kill him anyways. He still doesn't want to run away. We do use our play rough stun as well sometimes, but yeah, mainly just use it as move speed tool. And I think that's what people misinterpreted it as. Like they think, oh my god, it does no damage, it barely stuns. But honestly, that's not the main part of the ability, I feel like. But yeah, I also thought the first time I saw this ability, I was like, wow, what is this bad thing? And then I realized how much move speed it gives. And I played it one time, I'm like, wow, okay, this is actually quite nice. And I instantly stopped playing the other ability. Instantly. What is it called? Water Jet? Aqua Gun or something. I actually forgot the name of the ability. And I just completely stopped playing it. Because I also felt a bit clunky with that a bit, and yeah, I just only played play rough at some point, and I never went back to the other ability, pretty much. And people keep telling me, why do you play rough? It looks so bad, but they just don't know. They just don't know, I swear. But again, I didn't know either in the beginning. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I knew everything about this character. I didn't know either. Here we get chased by 3 characters, but Blissey doesn't have Unite Move Up. Just trying to run away. Trying to maybe turn it. I'm buddy burying him here, but he doesn't get the wait, I don't have buddy barrier. that was my first game with score sheet attack weight. I was like, I want to buddy barrier this guy, and then I didn't have buddy barrier, but we just run them in. We auto take the Gwynja to death. Again, we try to single out targets, right? Look at the healing as well, it's quite nice. Play rough gets us through the Machamp Unite, luckily. We just run for the hits. Activate our next play rough, and again, Aqua Tail, Aqua Tail, Aqua Tail. We heal for a good amount as well again, and now we just auto attack, and auto attacks actually do 420 damage. Plus the scope lens, which also does between 100 and 200 damage right now. So we actually do very good damage. Our main goal is to get to level 13. On level 13, we will have our Play Rough upgrade, which makes our Play Rough even have lower cooldown, which is going to be even more amazing, because then we can even run around even more times. And yeah, I'm just going to try to be annoying, but you can see my auto attack damage is actually super high, thanks to the attack rate, right? Attack rate again, together with critting all the time, they do very, very good damage. It kind of just almost doubles the effect. I mean, Wigglytuff doesn't have 200% crit damage. They made Wigglytuff have 150% crit damage, because, I mean, it would other be, I think that makes it a bit more balanced, right? Easier to balance around 150% crit damage. So, while with Scopelands, obviously we have a bit more. And yeah, you can also perma-invade the enemy team with Play Rough again. You're very hard to catch, also the X speed as well, like we can be very, very fast. And the Unite cooldown is just so low, you can all the time fight 1v1 characters pretty much on cooldown. Here we just pick off the Machamp very, very fast, our Unite move, and you will see it's gonna be up very, very fast again as well. Take the red buff away, and we just be annoying. We just be annoying. Again, looking for level 13, get even more speed. And here, we ignore the shields. He does have shield from the score, but it doesn't matter. Here I see Decidueye, and you guys know what I like killing Decidueyes, so clap him there. And obviously, it's kind of weird, this character, it has so many AoE abilities, but you have to try your hardest to just single someone out, right? It's just how it is. But look how much auto attack damage we do right now. So I think I'm a big fan of the attack rate actually, and I will probably try more attack rate today as well, as I've done in this video. But again, if you want to be just, you know, don't want to rely on stacking, Muscle Band is totally fine as well. Muscle Band also works on Aqua Tail, since it's pretty much just the basic attack in the end as well. So yeah, totally fine too. Trying to go for the Owl again, can't quite do it. And now we hit our level 13, and that makes our Play Rough pretty much have permanent uptime, if we want to. So we will just see me spamming it around on cooldown pretty much. And yeah, you can barely, I almost never use the stun of Play Rough, right? Like you can see me doing it like right here, because Aqua Tail is not on cooldown. But right now I can use a Play Rough Aqua Tail, and then I can use another Play Rough, and then I have Aqua Tail Play Rough again. So I can always use one Play Rough in between Aqua Tails as well. And yeah, it has just super low cooldown. Here again, we're just trying to be annoying, looking for something. Our Unite move is back up again, but Zapdos is up in 30 seconds, so I decide to just run away. I just book it. I use X speed, Play Rough, and suddenly I'm across half the map, just running away. Again, like a Formula 1 car. Very, very fast. I felt quite annoying. Like I felt like I was very annoying the enemies quite hard in this game. Now 15 seconds until Zapdos. Late game team fighting at AZUMARILL is for sure very, very hard to play. It's just the character is just too squishy, right? That's like the main problem of this character. It's to understand it. Here I thought maybe I can kill him through a shield. Sadly, he barely healed. But those are scenarios where Aqua Tail comes in very handy. Could have almost gotten a kill through the shield. But yeah, late game team fights are very hard to play. In general, this character is just way too squishy. I really hope they just make it a bit tankier, because it feels like I'm playing a... Like, I do as much damage as a defender, but I'm as squishy as a speedster. You know, that's currently AZUMARILL. That's what I feel like. So the characters for sure a bit lackluster. Here I'm just looking for them. I don't want them to snipe Zapdos or something. We have a pretty much decent lead. So now we just run in, play rough, hit a very nice Aqua Tail on that guy. Run around again. Another Aqua Tail. Bam, bam. Looking for the Lex Aqua Tail. Play rough him once. And we still have Unite move. And now the Greninja's there. And we actually crit. Oh my god, our Unite did so much damage there. But you have to watch out. The Unite can actually be dodged. Now we go for the enemy, AZUMARILL. And we take him down as well. And very nice team fight from everyone involved. I teamed it very well as well. Now the Machamp is still left. And can always play rough him across the wall as well. There we go. Play rough him, jump over the wall. The Decidueye is back. I'm just trying to kill him. And we actually, again, we kind of came through a shield. Problem is Aqua Tail stays a pretty decent cooldown as well. But we just auto-tech him, Next guy is here again. Play rough him, auto-tech. And yeah, we get a Zapdos hopefully here. We do. 1.3k damage actually on the last Aqua Tail as well. Doing quite decent damage. And now it's goodbye for me. Sadly, they still had some Unite moves up. So the problem with the Unite move is though, it can be dodged. So you have to be very careful. It can be dodged quite easily. And now I'm dead for the rest of the game because I played too well. And we actually end the game. This was the highest damage I've done yesterday. 105k damage. And I wasn't hitting a Blissey this time. I know someone yesterday said, oh, you were just hitting a Blissey all game. This game, at least, there was no Blissey on the enemy side I was hitting. Okay, maybe you agreed that I was hitting more often. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty reasonable game. And I hope you guys can see the potential of Play Rough, how much mobility it has, and how much you can run around. Alright, appreciate you guys for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.